Welcome to Driven in Her Purpose. This is a show that brings women together, women who are answering God's calling in their lives every day and living in their purpose with confidence. I started this show with the purpose of bringing together a community of women who are dreaming, doing, and making an impact on the world using their talents, their gifts, and their life experience. I strongly believe that having a supportive and spirit-filled community is instrumental to starting and growing any business. I believe that women need to be united and lift each other up and help each other shine. With God as our guide, we can do anything. So, are you ready to join us? Then let's do this together. Welcome back to another episode of Driven in Her Purpose. I'm Rosie Leonore, your host, and I'm so happy that you can join me today. Today is Mindset Monday, and I am going to bring you some tips on how to maximize your blocks of time. Yes, you heard it. If you know me, and those out there that listen to me and know me or have been my friends for a while, you know that I am an extremely busy woman, okay? And I know that so many of you can relate. Not just busy, like really busy, okay? From being a full-time educator to a part-time tutor in the summers now, to being a podcast host, to being a mom of 3, to being a wife, and trying to be a good friend. And that takes time. Also, my husband and I, we actually lead a small group of, I would say small, they're not actually that small right now. We're at, I think, 11 couples in our church. And it's a family group, a community group. And so we also invest time in this group and in our friends there. So when I say very busy or extremely busy, that's what I'm talking about. Not to mention all the stuff in the house that my husband and I have to do. And it's not just me, because he is such a team player. We are team players. We work together. We cook at different days. Thank God for that, because I know, Lord knows, I can't do it all by myself. So I have help, and we've made sure to put in some systems in place to make sure that we don't get too overwhelmed. Although there are days that we can feel that way, and we do feel that way. But I've been learning how to take the time blocks that I have in my day and make the most of them. I will tell you what's been working for me, and it may not work exactly for you. You may be more of an evening person. Me, I'm coming here as a morning person. You may be an evening person, or you may just be a weekend person. Right now, I will speak to my morning people. Okay, so one of the things that I have learned is waking up a little extra early is vital every single day. Okay, every single day. So over the last several months, I have switched my alarm over to 15 minutes early on purpose. Why? Because I don't want to rush my times with God. That is very important to me. I need to spiritually. I have to spiritually. I need it. It's like a thirst and a hunger. I have to. And I want to as well, but I really have to have my times with God, with Jesus, to learn in the scriptures, to maybe read a few verses, depending on what I'm reading, maybe a book, a spiritual book, and then to say a prayer. Although sometimes I will save my prayers for my ride over the bridge where I go and see the sand and the sunset, because thank God I work by the beach, and actually in the beach, not literally, but like within like 5 minutes. And so I'm able to see that sunrise. And so sometimes I'll save my prayer for that moment where I'll just start praising God for his amazing nature. And I just love, I'm a super nature person, by the way. So if you are, get outside and pray sometimes, because it makes a big difference. So I'll go and I'll do that sometimes. But the rest of the time, so that after I have my times with God, I will work on my business before I go to work. So I will usually spend about 30 minutes almost every day. I would say at least 4 times a week for sure. At least 4 times a week. That's me. You can adjust it to 2, 3 times a week, whatever works for you. And I will spend 30 minutes working on some part of my business, whether it is editing, whether it is planning, whether it is in the area of research or market research or working on my website. So those are the things that I do during the work week. And then during the weekends, my Saturdays are usually when I will do my heavy, more heavy stuff. Like for example, finishing the editing that I started and publishing it. Sometimes you will see a premiere. I publish on both YouTube and my podcast. So sometimes I'll put it off as a premiere. If you notice, I'll put it up on usually on a Saturday, sometimes on Sundays. So I'll take usually my Saturdays. Now, Saturdays is really cool because Saturdays I already naturally wake up early, although I will allow myself, because I need it, to sleep a little bit more. Because I feel like in the weekends we should allow ourselves to sleep just a little bit more, just at least to recuperate our long weeks. So I'll get up and then I'll start working on usually editing or recording as I am doing right now. Literally, I'm recording this on a Saturday morning and I also got a chance to edit. So I was able to do two things this morning. Why? Because I got up a little extra early, not really out of a choice of my own. My body just woke me up and I just didn't want to go back to sleep. So I grabbed my cup of coffee, I'll take a few sips and I am ready to go. So I'll record. Usually it takes about 10 to 15 minutes or so, and then I am all set. I will save my editing for the following week because I can't do it all in one day. And then I will go and get my daughter who wakes up. Either my husband or I will get her. Usually I will get her so that my husband can get a little rest, since he is actually someone who sleeps late at night versus me. I don't. I can't sleep late at night. So speaking of the night owls, if you're a night owl like my husband, you may actually find this very same method helpful, but in the evening. So you will probably, if you're a mom, you will put your kids to sleep, and then you will find, you wrap up your cleaning, hopefully. And if you're married, hopefully you guys are a team. And if not, please, 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 I beg you, have that discussion about being a team and really asking for help, because I believe that couples should be team players. And that's my conviction. That's our conviction. So you'll go ahead and do all the stuff that you need to do within the half hour to 45 minutes in the evening before you wrap it up and go to sleep. So if that's you, you would work in the evenings for maybe 30 to 45 minutes. And then I would encourage at least one day in the weekend. Again, this is talking to people who work full time, because you have to do this in time batches. If you don't work full time, or if you're maybe not working right now and you don't have maybe a newborn baby or a very small baby, because again, they take a lot of time and they are a full-time job. If you're a full-time at-home mom, you have a full-time job. If you don't have help taking care of your kids, that's your full-time job. So, if you're listening to this and you're a full-time mom, I'm talking to you too, because you and I know, and I've been there. I've been able to have the privilege of be with my daughter for a total of a year and a half, just to be with her at home. And I know what it's like. You really don't have time. You have to attend to your child. So even if you're a mom, again, a full-time mom, you're a full-time worker. I'm talking to you too. So you will have to find those time batches. Perhaps for those that are home with their kids, you will actually also have maybe the added bonus of having having time during their naps. So that's probably your added bonus. And maybe not every day, because some of those days you'll want to nap, and that's good. You should nap. Or you'll want to get some house chores done. Or you'll want to make some phone calls or catch up on some emails or whatever it is that you do with your personal life, right? So again, you're still working in batches of time if you don't have that help, if your kids aren't in school yet, if they're very little ones, like I had the experience of when my little one was with me at home full time. So if that's you, then you can take advantage of this, actually, to these tips. Okay, so that is what my schedule kind of looks like, and that's how I get things done. And also, last thing, I'm super excited about this. I actually just recently made a free gift for you. Free gift. Who likes free gifts? I love free gifts. So this is for you. Check it out on the show notes. My prayer is that you're encouraged by it. I made it with lots of love. It's called 31 Proverbial Affirmations and Insight for Women Leaders and Entrepreneurs. And it was a work of love to put these scriptures together for you, categorized in a few different, 5 different categories, so that you can just look at whichever one it is that you need for the day. And so I pray that that blesses you. You can go ahead and click on the link on the show notes and it'll take you there, and you can sign up and you'll be able to get that free gift for you. All right, ladies. Well, that's it for this week. I hope and pray that this episode has encouraged you. And I pray that perhaps maybe some of the things that I have learned in my personal life and my business in this area of using time blocks has helped you in some way, and hope it encourages you. And if you want to connect with me, remember I am on Instagram. And if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to comment below. I would love to hear from you. What did you get out of this episode? What did you learn? And what was your favorite part? Ladies, I will see you in the next one. Hey, sister, real quick, if you received any encouragement from this podcast, the best way you can thank me is by going over to Apple Podcasts and leaving me a review. The more reviews that are on the podcast, the more women that can be reached, so that they can also be encouraged and inspired as they dream and do for the glory of God, just like you. May God bless you and guide you as you pursue and grow your God-given dream.